Everyone, welcome to Hemisphere Tech Academy. This is the part three for the Adidas sales performance end-to-end analysis. All right, so we're going to continue from where we stopped. The last analysis we did is the analysis by state, sales by state, where we add this map chart. This map chart. So we're going to kick off and go to the next analysis, which is the product performance. So we're going to be exploring this data set to look at the performance of the products. You can see the list of the products we have here. So we want to know the performance of each of the products to know, you can ask questions like the best performing product by sales, right? What product gave us more revenue? What product, gave us a lesser revenue? You can see that we also did a revenue category. We'll get back to that. All right, let's, as usual, bring in our pivot table. Okay, pivot table existing worksheet. This time we're going to product performance. I'm going to click here, add this to, yes, okay, all right. So that's straightforward. This is a straightforward analysis. What you just need to do, select your product in the role and bring in the sales. Bring in the sales. All right, this is very simple. Okay, let's convert this. Let's bring this to dollars, into dollars. All right, so okay, the next thing is let's sort the value in this ascending order. Sort it by sum of total sales. So we have the highest performing product here is the men's street footwear with 208 million dollars plus. That's the best performing product. So I'm going to write here sales by product. Sales by product. So let's plot the chart instantly. We don't have to waste time. Okay, let's see, what chart do I need to use? I'm going to use this one. I prefer to use this. All right, let's hide all the field buttons. Take off the legend. Let's bring in the data label. Let's call it out. So this one, you can remove this one. So we can see from the chart that the best performing product is the men street footwear. We can see, we can see that with over 208, million dollars plus. You can see that already. Why the lowest performing product there is women's athletic footwear. All right, so that's simple. That's simple. So what else can we look into product? Okay, let us sales by product. Okay, let's do quantity sold. We are going to do quantity sold by product. Let's do quantity sold. So I want to see, and another thing that we're going to do, aside from doing it separately now, all right, let's just watch it. So change the sum of total sales, change it to units sold. So, but this one we're going to change it back to numbers because it is not quantity sold is a unit, not currency. So change it back. All right. So we can see that right now. Okay. So we are going to sort. Let's do ascending by quantity. Okay. So we can see the highest quantity sold is still men's streetwear, while the lowest is men's apparel. So you will see, yes, so let's see something now. Let's plot the chart. So quantity sold. Okay, let's check this one. Let's like this one is, so we can see that even though the lowest by revenue is women's athletic footwear, we can see here that when it comes to quantity, women athletic footwear is not even the lowest, it is men's apparel. So but I want to do a combined chart, a combined I mean a combined pivot table to see the correlation between sales and units, and between total sales, which is revenue, and quantity that is sold. What is the correlation? There is something called correlation. Correlation simply means you want to know if quantity sold have an impact on the revenue made. In the normal business sense, it should have an impact, which means if we sell more product, we should make more revenue. If we sell lesser product, lesser unit, we should make lower sales. But in some cases, it is not always like that. One of the things that can impact it, because we are dealing with sales here, could be because the price of a product is quite low. Are we getting it now? So, and sometimes a product that has a very high price, at the end of the day, the purchase of that product might be low. But because the product has a high price, the price is high, it will still range up at the end of the day with other products. Because even if you bought just one television, let me give you as a practical, if I bought a Samsung smart television of maybe like 900,000 naira, just one unit, and someone at the same time paid for uh, probably DSTV decoder, that DSTV stuff might not be more than 20,000 naira. So someone bought that one and bought like five of it. That's 5 units of that. So at the end of the day, even if, though the person bought more units of that DSTV decoder, the sales cannot still match up, to buying one smart TV. Are you getting the logic? So that is why the analysis is then important. So I'm going to use this after having the sales. We have the sales here. So I'm going to bring units sold also, include it in the value section. See the value section, add it there. So now I have sum of total sales, sum of units sold. So please, I will convert this unit sold to number. All right. So let's see. I'm going to see the best chart that will show us the correlation, in this. Okay, let's try to see what. There is a particular chart I use. Hmm. So I'm going to do this. So let's see. Let's look through the best chart that would give us a proper explanation. Hmm. Master line. So this is not even what I want. All right, let me see. I have a view of what I want here. I'm going to, okay, because of that B31, I want to extract this out, and we are trying to arrive at something. Let's see if we're able to get what we want. I want to see exactly what I want. So this is the kind of shot you are expected to. So this is the kind of shot you're expected to see. So this exactly is what I want to see. You know, this help me see the correlation, right? Because right here, what I want to simply see is the correlation. Now I'm going to do something. I'm going to add a trend line. A trend line. You get that now? So this is a linear trend line. So for those that this is more a little statistical, but just pay attention. It is simple. If you are good in mathematics, you will understand what is happening here. So this is the sales, right? This is the unit sold. What we are trying to see is the correlation between sales and units sold, and we can see that there is actually a correlation between sales and units sold. It actually correlates. We can see that is why we can have this proper linear, this line, this trend line. We can see that connecting from here, just a little deviation. We just have a little deviation. So which means, what this means is that as the units increase, the sales, which is the revenue, increases. That is the meaning. That is why the trend line is going up, progressing up, telling you that as the units increase across the line, the sales also what increases. The higher the unit, the higher the sales. That is just the interpretation. That's why you can have your line progressing forward. You see that now? So I'm just going to say this is just a correlation. between or I can say, okay, units sold, impact of units sold on total sales. That's just a simple definition here. The impact of units sold over the total sales. So I believe we catch that. Okay, that's that on that, and we can proceed. Okay, to the last part. Okay, this is not the last part. I still have something else. The KPI, the key performance indication for this data set. So let me explain what KPI simply means. KPI simply means the key informations. All of the informations we've provided are important, but KPI are just the very basic one that will rate the performance of the sales generally. So one of them is total sales. What is the total revenue, overall total revenue? That's one. The second thing is the total units sold. How many, what is the total units sold generally? The highest sales, maximum sales, minimum sales. Are we getting it now? So also in that metric also we can bring in the revenue category we worked on also. Remember we did that. Remember we did that, we did revenue category also. So you just do all of that. So let's rush that. Click on pivot table, existing worksheet, then locate the worksheet. Click on this your three dot toggle button till you get to the KPI. Okay, yeah, we are here. Click on the cell you want to start with. Add this data to the data model. Okay, all right. So the first one is total sales. What you just need to do here, just you don't have any edit here, just go and drop in, select that total sales, drop at value. That's simply it. You can re-edit this and say customize the name. Just put total sales. That's what you want to see. And say okay. All right. Convert it to dollars. So pick this again, copy it, paste here. So this one now we want to do um what should we do? What should we do here? Let's do units sold. Or before that, before we leave that unit sold, we can change now. Please pay attention to this. This is total sales. From this total sales also, I can extract something called the average sales. Those that are mathematicians, they know what I mean by average sales. Average sales. So I want to see the average sales. So click on average here, right? Then click OK. Just wait for that to load. So now I have the average sale. This is the average of total sales. The average of this is just pure mathematics, right? You remember I taught you the formula average. If you do that, you get the same thing. So this is the average of the total sales. So the same thing, just copy it also, paste here. So we're going to do this one to be maximum sales. Just double click on that heading. It will give you this. So this time we want to do maximum sales. Maximum will return to us the highest sales. That's what it will return to us. So we can see that the maximum sale, the highest sale is 825,000. Remember we did this when we during the last class. When I did that calculation, you can see when I use formula here, it gave us 825. So, and we're getting the same thing. That's to tell you it is very correct. So, knowing pivot table is very important. is very important, just very important. So it substitutes the stress for formula. So this one will just do minimum sales. Click on minimum and OK. So this is giving us zero. The minimum sales are zero. Okay, let's check. I thought the last time we deleted all the sales that are zero. So we don't want a situation whereby our minimum sales is zero. Um, so let's Control Shift L, bring in your filter button. So go and look for the sales that are zero. So this area here, so let's bring them out. We are going to delete them. Of course, nothing was actually sold. You see the unit sold is empty. Nothing was sold. So we're going to delete them. Delete the role. Delete the role. Delete the role and this one. Delete the role. Okay. Ctrl Shift L to remove the filter button. So now we're going to go back and click on data and refresh. Just refresh, 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 refresh. So let's see. Okay. So we can see by the time we refresh, it brought the minimum of total sales to be 160, which means that is the lowest sales that was ever made, $160. Okay. So we've done much on sales. So now I want us to explore units sold. Let's explore units sold. So this time you will take off total sales. Let's bring in units sold. So remove, you have to reconvert this to numbers. So that's the total units sold. Let me just put this as I'll just say units sold. So this is the unit sold. This one, okay. Can we do maximum? We can also do maximum units sold. We don't need to do average units sold. It's not you can do it, but it's not important right here. I would not want to do it. So let me do maximum units sold. Maximum units sold. Okay. Which means this is the highest quantity sold at a time. The highest quantity sold at a time, that is on in one transaction. The highest quantity sold is 1,275 items. The same item was sold just once. So that's the highest. So let's look at this. Let's see the minimum. The minimum quantity that was sold at one at a go. Click on minimum. So the which is the lowest unit sold in one transaction, is 6 units. So we see that. So we've gotten that information. So another thing I want to now do now is we've done for revenue, quantity, done for revenue, we've done for quantity. So this time also we are going to check in for let's do normal count. We want to count here that how many transactions took place as far as this data set is concerned, which means how many time that you know how many time was an did we sell products. It's just simply a count of transaction. Oh, 5 people came to buy something today, 10 people came yesterday. So just give an overall count. Remember, this data set is from 2020 to 2021. So we want to know from 2020 to 2021 how many transactions took place. So that is just a simple count. You are not This is not about sales, this is not about units sold, this is just a count of the number of time that customers came to buy. Simple. Okay. I can say okay. Let me just copy one of these to do this. But this time I don't need units. So what I would basically do is that I'm going to bring in. I can bring in any column. You right? Any column. So let's see what. But any column that is unique, that is what will be good to bring in. Mhm. Okay, I can still use units sold. So, but watch what I'm going to do right now. So double click on that sum of units sold, double click on it. Click on count. You see in this summarize value field by. So you summarize the value field by counting, right? So let's count it. So but this one is simply order count. So I want you to just give us the number of time that transaction occurred. Okay, so we can see this is perfect and correct. Let me reduce it to, let me decrease the decimal place. So transaction only occurred 9,654 times, and that is perfect and correct. Do you get that now? So that one is just very simple. That's very simple. So are there other things that we want to explore? All right. Okay, I remember this. I said I was going to do something related to revenue category. Remember the revenue category that we did in the first, is it the last class or the second class? We did something on revenue category. If you would remember, let me bring you back to that, which was an added column, this revenue category, where we used the if function to categorize the sales into three category: high, medium, and low. So we're going to perform an analysis on that, and let's just see what we can explore out of that. All right, just copy any one of this one and bring them here. Then rearrange. So this time you want to bring in revenue category. Bring it to the role. So we have the revenue category. This is what we want to see. Revenue category high, low, medium. So, but this time I don't want sales. I don't want to see total sales. I don't need that one. We already know that the highest sales are the one in high, while the low sales are under low, while the medium sales. So, but what we want to do is count. So we want to know the number of high sales that we have in that data set, the number of low sales that we have, and the number of medium sales, right? That is simply what we want to know. In this 9,644 transaction, how many of it is high? How many is low? How many falls into the medium category? That is simply what I want to do here. All right, that is what is important right now. So I will just double click on this as usual. So this time I'm going to click on count, not sum. Just click on count and do OK. It's going to load. So change it from dollars to number. All right. So we see that now. Perfect. You can see that at the end of the day, the grand total must be equal to your order count. You can see it must be equal to your order count. So we can see that in this entire transaction, we have, if you look at it, we have less high sales. We have lesser high sales. The high sales that we have are not more than 522, while the low sales we have is just so much, 5,957 low sales, right? You can see that. While the medium sales, just fair. So we can see that. So this makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So let's go to the last one, which is sales method. Sales method. Let's do an analysis on sales. Just copy one of these ones. I don't want us to go back to that. Just copy one of these, bring it here, and paste. So this time, let's bring the pivot, show the field. All right. So this time we are looking at sales method. Sales method. So go and bring in the sales method that we have. Okay, here is it. Bring it to the role. Okay, so we can see here sales method in store, which means all the sales that were made in store, they add 356 million dollars plus. So we can see this is nice. So, but we'll just do revenue by sales method. So with this, we can know the best performing sales method, which means what sales method did our customer uh, use the most? What sales method is more preferable to our customers? We can see that here, if you're going to look at it by sales, you can see that in-store sales is the best performing sales method here. If you are going to rate by sales, what if we decide to rate by quantity that is sold? We'll do by quantity, and we can also just look at count. How many times? I think I prefer to do count. We can do everything, but this is just for your reasoning, right? Just for your reasoning. Okay, let's do count now. Let's do count. I'm going to double click. I want to do count to know the number of time that people came to buy a product using a particular sales method. Do we get that logic? The number of time that a customer came to buy a product using a particular sales method. So let's select count and do OK. So remember to change this back to number. So we can see that even still, You can see that this thing does not correlate with what we have when we are rating it by money. So this one will be count of, yeah, count of transaction. So we can see that the correlation is somehow, which means it does not correlate. So the best way to judge is to use the number of time that people came to buy the product. If you are going to use sales, it won't work. Why won't it work? Let me give a proper business analysis here. It's because it is very possible that this in-store that has the highest sales, it could be possible that the product that was purchased are product with high price. So definitely it's going to impact the sales. It doesn't mean that it is the most preferred by the customer. The most preferred by the customer will be judged by the number of time that a customer keep on using a particular method to buy a product. Are you getting it now? The number of time that the customer keep on using. So we are not going to, for proper analysis, I would say that we can't judge this sales method based on revenue. We can judge it only based on the count of transaction. How many times did the customer use a particular method? So we can see that the highest, you know, method that customer prefer is the online method. So we can see that now, that the online method seems to be the most preferred. So we can see that the online method seems to be the most preferred with the highest number of, count. Are we seeing that now? So uh, I'm going to use this as to say sales method performance by customer. So we can see that the online method is the best. So I'm going to sort this, and I'm going to sort this. Can use. I'm sorry. Let's do descending order here. So the highest should come up. All right. So that's simple. So I would basically delete this because it doesn't give the logic. Your judgment would be wrong if you are going to follow the revenue that was made on a particular method. So the method actually has nothing to do with revenue. The method just has more to do with what is more convenient for the customer, and it help your business to then channel energy on, okay, how can we improve this process? Okay, since this is what the customer prefer, how can we improve it? And I see this as a logic that almost work in every business. Most customers will want to buy a product online just from the comfort of their home, you know. So, all right, so that's basically it. So I'm going to delete this one, and we have this. So this perfect. This is simply what we want. We can take off the grand total, remove the grand total. remove grand total. Right, okay. Should we plot a graph? Let's insert and see. Yeah, this is okay. Oh, okay, no. Let me use the donut chart here. I prefer to use the donut chart here. Hide this feed button. Just say sales. Let me quickly do this one. Okay, I won't do this in this video. I promise to teach us how to edit, but we can just basically see that the online sales has the highest, you know, highest percent here. The outlet, the same thing. So let's bring in the data values. But this one, let's more options. Let's see. Okay. I want to see the for the value. I want to see percentage also. I want to see category. Okay. Remove this show header line. All right. So I can drag each one outside. Drag each box outside where it can be clear. So if I've done this, Control B, make it bold. Okay. And what else again? I think I can remove this. I can remove this legend. I can remove this legend. So we're still going to do a proper editing. This is just simply for the analysis. So the last class, the last part of this class is the dashboard. All right, is the dashboard. And okay, I've not done this. Please make sure you visit this revenue category. We ought to create a donut chart for this also. Let's use a donut chart here also. Um, Go to Pi, click on donuts, click on this, and okay. So remove the idle feed button. Just say revenue category. Just do that. Revenue. Uh, okay, there's something I want to do, but let me finish this. Bring the label. So let's do more options for this data label. We're going to do the same thing we did the other time. Come to this label option. Click on this. So just click on the same thing we did the other time. We want to see the percentage, and we're going to take off this one. So drag it outside like we did. Add this one, put it up. So make it bold. Control B, make it bold. So we can see that 62% of all our sales are low. 33% of all our sales fall into the mediums category, while 5% of all our sales is high. So one thing I want to do is that I see that this high, low, medium might not be well understood by someone who is reading your analysis. So it will be good to have it as just say high sales, so they would know that okay, you're talking about sales, high sales, low sales, medium sales. So we can see to be easy to understand that okay, the high sales we have here are 522, right? Please let me reduce the decimal place to this. Let's make it a whole number. All right, so they can easily understand it. So how do we do that? Let's go back to our data set itself. So in this data set here, we are going to correct it. Just come and edit those categories high, low, and medium. We edit it. So in the place where we have high, add sales to it. High space sales, right? That is that. Why this place medium, just space sales. Why this one? So it will be high sales, medium sales, and low sales, right? Once you're done with that on the first record, click enter. You can see automatically mine fills up. But if yours does not fill up automatically, you can drag down from the first to the last and drag down. So we get that now. So if you have done that, remember if you make any changes in your data set, you have to go and refresh so that it can impact all your pivot table so they can be updated. So once you refresh, your pivot table will be updated. All right, so that's perfect. So let's go back to what we were looking at. So we can see now that it is updated now. You can see low sales, medium sales. I can bring this one here. So we can see that. So basically, this is the end of this section. So the next class will be our dashboard, right? And that will be a very amazing one. So I would just say that we've done the hard work. We've done the hard work. So the next class is just something flexible that requires your attention, because this is the place that we then beautify. This is the place where you want to present your report, right? So your skill in visualization is very important. So that is the key thing you want to learn in the next class, data visualization. So take it serious and get your mind prepared. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining this class. You can do well to go back and revisit the video. If you have any question, please drop in the comment section. I'll give you answers. Thank you very much. Bye.